Hello and welcome to the Hey Coach podcast. Studies have shown that 3 out of 4 podcast members. Fuck, I messed that one up. Hold on.
Yeah,
I
I
messed
got
it
your
up.
tone.
What I was supposed to say was 1 out of every 3 podcast members has a brother who's willing to join. Because we have Danny Langston today, our first guest of the Hey Coach podcast. Obviously, bench was non-existent if we got Danny Langston on here today. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, Danny, how you doing?
Good. How are you boys doing?
We're doing good.
Good, man. I'm surprised that Strick isn't starting this thing over, to be honest.
No, man, one take podcast.
No, that's not true. You
Yeah, one
restarted
take.
last week.
No, we didn't. Don't lie to the
Yeah,
people.
you did.
Don't lie to the people.
That's
We are a one
insane.
take
I get a
podcast.
first-hand look at what goes on.
Dude,
No
it's
accountability on this podcast, Andy. Don't let the finished product fool you. This guy says one take and it restarts every week.
the only thing that guy knows about the finished product is that it pops up on Spotify after I edit it. Okay, so I don't want to hear anything from
That's a good
Paz.
That's a good
You are not allowed to say pod or cast for the rest of the episode. Okay.
All right. Well, this is my favorite podcast that I'm involved with. So
Okay. Well, we appreciate it. It's actually the #1 podcast in my mom's house, so that's always fun to see. But no, Mike, how are you doing? Quiet over there. Quiet with your brother in the chat.
I'm good, man. I learned last night that our dad listens to this podcast. So,
No way.
Yeah, he said he started listening and he was making fun of the Salt Lake City Skyhawks. So I think I'm just gonna be quiet from now on.
Well, you know what? If there is a guy who has his finger on the pulse of what's good and what's not, it's Paul Langston. Shout out, Paul.
what did
This is
he?
true. Shout out my
did,
pops.
did he comment on the Jeter and Bichette slander?
He threw a brick through his window.
Yeah, yeah. He just laughed about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So he was
Yeah.
disappointed. Yeah.
Danny was his favorite son for a day, broke the streak of damn near 30 years. That's insane. You know, and all kings fall eventually. But no, welcome to the Hey Coach podcast. Today, again, we're joined by our very first guest, Danny Langston, brother of co-host Mike Langston. Danny has a really interesting history when it comes to playing and coaching and all that. We're going to get into that in a little bit. But today, we're going to start out with talking about what is your favorite resources for new coaches? Okay. So whether when you were a new coach or you meet someone who's a new coach and they go, "Hey, like I'm trying to learn, I really want to get good at this. What can you suggest for me?" What are some of your favorite resources for those new guys? I'll start because again, I get to think about these things a little bit more than you guys. I'll give you guys time to think. And it's my answer is very on brand for me, which is just listen to the guys who are quote unquote above you. Like listen to the guys who have been there longer. Ask questions. I think coaching, along with a lot of other things nowadays, there's this stigma that if you come in, you have to be really well versed and you have to know a lot. And if you ask questions, you're perceived as weak or whatever you want to, whatever negative connotation you want to use. But I think the people around you can be such a valuable resource to go, hey, I'm really trying to figure out this with my outfielders. Do you have anything? That person that you're spending a couple hours a day with might be just a well of knowledge that they can throw on you. Okay. So I'm a big talking and working with those around you, big collaboration guy. So for me, I think if you can, maybe take that step, that leap of faith and be vulnerable with your other coaches and go, hey, what do you got? I think that's an awesome resource for new coaches.
Yeah, yeah, I think that even talking to your players, man, talk to your players what's working, what's not, what they feel good about, what they feel can be improved. Um, Again, you don't have to act like you know it all, because the players will tell you what's working, right? And that kind of will go and translate out to the field as well. It's a good answer, Strick. Good answer.
Thank you.
Yeah, Strick, great question. I I'm surprised Mike gave a humanistic answer and not a I have
Oh,
the
that's not my real.
spreadsheet for you.
That's not my real answer.
Oh,
I was just telling him he had a good answer, but you can go, dude.
wow, are you
You got
okay?
it.
Yeah,
I'm good, man.
very rare
I'm
good
good.
take by Strickland. I think Danny would agree, since he loves talking about my takes. We'll get more into that later.
Hey, that was a good take though.
Yeah, didn't go to you, Danny. It's actually Paz's turn. It's crazy. First time on the pod. Go ahead, Paz.
Well, since it's
Go
Paz's
ahead.
turn, I think I'll go.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
go
so
ahead.
I think that, like, not just baseball, but any sport that you're coaching, the best thing you can do if you're getting into it is to watch the sport being played at a high level. So we talk about it a lot with players, and I did it a lot when I was coaching at the high school level, which was like, guys, you got to watch baseball. You have to watch college baseball. You have to watch professional baseball. Watch it played at a high level, because you can gather and you can gain such valuable insight and information into how the game is supposed to be played at a high level, without actually having to, like, go through the trial and error of trying it in games and in practice. You can see what the professionals do and then try to emulate that with your practices and your game plans going in. And that goes for all sports, not just baseball. You can go now, Pass.
Yeah, I'll kind of bounce off that a little bit. I think watching college baseball especially can help because the MLB is just a way different game than any other level. Like all the people that say SEC baseball is like double A, you guys are wrong. You guys do not watch if you think that it's anywhere close. But watching college baseball, it's a lot more relatable to like assuming there's high school coaches listening to this. It's going to be a lot more relatable than watching Aaron Judge take a 2-2 slider at 94 miles an hour oppo for a 400-foot homer. Like college guys don't really do that. So watching college baseball can help you, like Langston was saying, and like you got to understand success leaves clues. So like when you watch these high level teams, they do things like University of Cincinnati. I hate small ball. They do small ball and hit home runs. Like they're just so well coached. But I don't want to echo on that too much. So, like my one thing is
Yeah,
really helped
why
me
would you want to give credit to small ball? That's crazy.
because I finished what they hit home runs. So let me. I know my truth. Carrington Cross, really good player, got drafted by the Marlins. I think, by the way, hit a lot of homers. So I think one thing that's helped me specifically, there's this podcast called Digging Deep that Eric Hosmer, former Cubs legend, Peter Moylan, Mike Moustakis, and he's like a mental sports performance coach that he's bounced around a little bit. His name's Justin Sua. That podcast has helped me personally because they interviewed Bobby Witt, and the Bobby Witt interview, he's a 22-year-old superstar. And just by talking to him, you would think he's just a high school kid having fun playing baseball. Like just listening to their conversations, I've taken away so many little tidbits of maybe how to talk to players differently or how to set up a practice differently. They interviewed Justin Steele, Pride of Loosedale, my ace, your ace as well, for the Chicago Cubs. And he was talking about how Craig Counsell can just kind of talk to anybody and just he's an elite communicator and just like the way that he can get across like game plans, development plans, stuff like that. Like that podcast really helps in terms of just kind of taking stuff from conversations. So that's one that's really helped personally for me. I would highly recommend listening to it. By the way, if you guys haven't, it's exceptional.
See, that's good to know. I didn't know that was a podcast. Didn't know it was a thing. I'm going to go
Yeah,
listen to it so we can prep for when Bobby's on our show.
correct.
Yeah, that
good
way we
call.
don't double dip questions. Also, just a swing and a miss. I thought you were going to say I've been listening to this podcast called the Hey Coach Podcast. I thought you were going to give us an internal shout out, but yet you go with Mike Moustakis, who you haven't talked to in years. Like, what are we doing?
Years, yeah, yeah. The Moose, man, he could swing it a little bit.
Some are saying. All right, here we go. Danny, you are about to step into unknown areas. There's
Welcome
never
to the
been a
Thunderdome.
take on this podcast that hasn't come from one of these three gentlemen you see on your screen. Okay, so let me ask you this, Danny. What is your favorite resource for new coaches?
Well, you guys all had great takes, and I think one thing is if you have a good relationship with a good coach that you played for in the past, um, that is also a very good resource to have. Like for me, it was always very easy to lean on, V, or I even would text my old JUCO coach every once in a while and bounce things
Shout
off
out
of
Coach
him.
T,
Or,
baby.
yeah, shout out Coach T, Coach Torres. Every once in a while I'd reach out to him, bounce some stuff off of him, and I think that I think those two guys specifically really shaped how I view the game and how I approach the game. And so yeah, I would just say having not an old coach, but like a coach that you played for in the past that you can still go back to, and uh, shout out to those two guys because they're two elite baseball minds, and so it's nice to have those guys that you can just bounce ideas off of or get little tidbits or even ask about like practice plan, questions or stuff that they would use. Shout out the chat. Yes, that is facts.
No, Dave.
But yeah, I would say that, in my opinion, I think that that's the best resource is other good coaches that you can go back to and use as kind of a crutch. Not a crutch, but you can lean on. So that's my opinion.
Like you do a crutch. That's fine. I'll say this, Danny. Even though you are a scumbag of a man, you did just set the bar high for future guests and their first take on the podcast because that was very good.
Very
Thanks,
articulate.
man.
Yeah.
Very articulate.
Thank you.
Yeah. You make
Also,
the bad
real-
guy. Oh yeah, no, go ahead, Paz.
I stopped. No, you finish. I stopped. Go ahead. You're right. I'll go. Danny, it feels like a miss that none of us said that, by the way.
Yeah.
Just saying. So good answer. Shout out Coach Myers. I've texted him in the past. Guy I played for. Very good. So
Yeah. No, it's those guys shape how you view the game, and I think that it's important to be able to go back to that, and especially if you're like-minded individuals, and you guys can have those conversations about the way that you run practice or the way that you approach situations in the game and whatnot. So yeah.
No, that's good. I like because I do the same thing. There's probably like if I had to like look down the bench, there's probably three or four coaches that I would text if I ever needed anything, and it's two from high school, two from college. So I think
So that's four. That's not three or four. That's four.
well, I added one guy mentally after that, Mike. Okay, someone else made their way onto the bench. My bad. Okay, don't disrespect Coach Jesse Ikem like that. Okay, but no, I think it's cool because I think if you ask a lot of people, who's a coach that they could text, it may not always be like oh, it's the coach that we won 2 state championships for. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. It's usually a coach that you just spent a lot of quality time with. It's usually a guy who you connected with on a personal level, not so much, just that player-coach level, but man-to-man, person-to-person, and I know we've talked a lot about that on this podcast. So let's do this. Listeners out there, which there's a good chunk of us right now, actually. We've been having a lot of really good feedback and listens from you guys. If you got a coach out there, okay, who's helped you, send him a text. I don't know if you guys have ever gotten one of those texts from a player, just like, hey, coach, how you doing? Just want to update you. Those are like the best in the world. Those things, make my day, make a bad day great, make a good week even better. Send a text to a past coach. Let them know that you're, you appreciate what they did for you.
real quick, one of my seniors just committed to a school, and I set up like a monthly recruiting meeting thing just to give these guys like some info, like, hey, here's how you reach out to coaches, here's how you look up like how they recruit their roster and just kind of some tidbits on how to look at like these websites and how to talk to coaches, how to handle a phone call, how to post video, all that stuff. And he ended up committing to a school, and he invited me to go to dinner with his family to celebrate. Like
Oh, nice.
that
What
meant the
school?
world to me. Well, I guess he's announced now, Ottawa University in Surprise.
Shout out.
Yeah, yep.
Shout out.
Yeah, they gave him a good offer too, and it's going to be a really good fit for him. But like he invited me to go to dinner, and that meant the world to me. I've been at Pace in high school for 3 months, and he's like, yeah, you like want you to go to dinner to celebrate. Like that little stuff, like that means the world to coaches.
Yeah, and like you guys have played no games this fall, so like your
Zero.
impact on this kid has like just transcended actually playing.
Yeah, that was a shot that I didn't need. And I'm not going to expand on it, but it's yeah.
Horns,
Yeah.
horns have been underwater these last few months, guys.
But they are still very up.
Dude, just poking
Hey.
out the top.
Jax would play in the Ocean Pass. That's all
Yep.
I'm saying.
All right, move on.
All right. Yeah. So, kind of to build off the first question, which again was, what is your favorite resource for new coaches? And I think we're going to see a lot of similarity in our answers here with like what our initial take was. But what is the best way you learned in your early coaching days? So, like, we just told everybody what is our best resource for new coaches. What did we do in those early days? And I'm going to kind of steal from Mike here just a little bit, and I'm going to focus on one part of coaching, which was when I started, Paz was third base coach, and I was first base coach by default. Like we were two coaches. He was skipper, so he took third, and so that left me over there in the wild west of the first base coach box, and I watched a lot of other first base coaches. Like I saw the game from a completely different light when I started going to spring training, MLB games, or just even other high school games, college games. I'd watch the other first base coach and see what they were doing, where they were standing, what were they doing in between pitches, right? What were they doing, while the pitcher was coming set, all sorts of stuff. And so for me, I think the way Mike said, hey, players need to watch the game. I think there's also something to be said for coaches watching the game, especially if you're one of those guys who's out on the field, in either box. I think there's a lot of really cool stuff that you can learn and pick up on from watching these guys at different levels or, the same level as you who have been doing it for a while.
I like that. For me, dude, it was just a lot of trial and error. Like I coached a little bit as an assistant when I was pretty young, like 18, 19. And I was in the dugout for most of the time, just kind of chopping it up with the boys. And then my first, like right after that, it was like I was the head coach and I was in the third base coaching box, and I messed up a lot. And so I think for me, it was just trial and error. You're writing lineups for the first time. You're trying to figure out something that's going to work. And you just got to do it. Like it's pretty cliche to say, but like you have to do it. You have to make mistakes, and you can't be afraid to make mistakes. The game's a game of failure for players just as much as it is for us as coaches. And I think as coaches, we tend to get so caught up in like having to be perfect and having to make everything just so for our guys. Like we have to be perfect, but that's just not realistic. We're going to make mistakes, and going out and making those decisions and standing by those decisions, and even if they're a mistake and learning from them, I think was kind of what I learned from the most in terms of being like a young coach to where I am now.
Yeah, mine. When I worked for Driveline, I thought I knew baseball. Like I thought I had a pretty good handle on how to set up practices, how development worked. Like I thought I kind of knew a little bit of something. I think at that point I'd been coaching for 7 years, so I mean almost a decade. Like I thought I had a pretty good handle on what I was doing. the day I stepped into Driveline, I felt so imposter syndrome. Like I had no idea how to develop players. Like anybody that I coached prior to me working for Driveline, I'm so sorry because I probably didn't help. Uh, I felt like I was the dumbest guy in the room at all times. Anytime I sat in a meeting and these guys were throwing numbers out like crazy, I'm just like, I don't. At times, I did not even know what we were talking about, and I'd been coaching for 7 years. Like I remember, uh, there was a day. It was like my first couple weeks, and Strick called me, and he was like, "Hey, how's everything going?" And I was like, "Dude, I don't know if I'm gonna last here." Like I was clueless, and um, what my fix was is all these guys were smarter than me, like no doubt, like just general IQ and baseball IQ. Like these guys were geniuses, and I kind of got close with three. It was four of the hitting guys kind of got close with, and after a couple months, I started to like, hey, do you mind if I just sit here and watch what you do and ask you questions, like regardless of how stupid they are? And sometimes they were willing to answer, sometimes they weren't. Like Driveline can be a little bit of a feisty environment just because of how serious they take things. But one guy, I think he's a double A hitting coach now with the Guardians. I think he's in Akron. Um, his name's Connor Watson. I finally was like, hey man, I have no idea what I'm doing. And he sent me like all of his hitting notes, and it was unbelievable uh, what I learned from just sitting there and being the dumbest guy in the room. So it is okay to go in a place where you are not the top dog. Like I was by far the dumbest guy at Driveline for the 7 months I was there. But now that I'm out on my own and I took everything I learned from them, like I feel so much better about developing players. Like I truly feel like if anybody has something wrong in their swing, I can help in some capacity. Like be comfortable being the dumbest guy in the room because you're going to learn something, and it's just kind of how the way you approach that because it's extremely uncomfortable. But again, once you find a couple guys to lean on, like I just kind of skyrocketed in terms of comfort level. But be dumb, it's okay.
Baz, real quick, I'm not going to let you get away with something, which was you said anybody you coached before Driveline, you don't think you helped them?
I don't.
Bad take. Bad take. You've helped. You don't need that. That's
take.
essentially saying that if you are not coaching kids in that like Driveline model, you're not helping them, which I can't agree with. You have helped a lot of kids before Driveline, and since you've been out of Driveline, you've helped kids. Have you like used Driveline stuff? Yeah, but like I think it's a complete disservice to yourself to say, "Oh, I didn't help anyone before Driveline." That's just saying that Driveline is the only way to help kids, which just isn't true.
Yeah, well, that's probably true. It's just like I just my ability to like actually understand developing players is just so different. And I'm not like live and die by Driveline by any means, but just like my intelligence level in terms of helping guys and like how to actually measure what development looks like is just
Yeah.
it's just way different now. But that's probably true. That's just kind of how I feel about it. But that's fair. I'll shut up.
No, no, I'm with Strick on this. But if you had been at Tread Athletics, I would
Yeah.
agree with you.
Yeah.
Danny, what's your answer?
Um, well, for the active listeners, Strickland a few episodes ago was talking about how when he first got into coaching, uh, he was more so trying to like build rapport with the players and build that personal relationship. And I think that for new coaches, that's something that everybody needs to understand is look at the numbers. Not everybody goes on to play in the MLB. Not everybody goes on to play in college. So I think as a coach, your first responsibility should be developing young men. That should be your first priority. And I think that even though Strickland was kind of jabbing himself being like, oh, I didn't know much. I didn't know what I was doing. I think that that's the most important part of coaching. And for new coaches, it's like, go into a place, like Pasley said, don't be afraid to be the dumbest guy in the room. Learn from other people. But while you're doing that, you have to build the relationships and the trust with your players. And it can't all just be about the baseball side. You got to make sure that you're drilling into their head, like, to do the right thing off the field, be a good person, be a good brother, be a good friend, do your work, all that stuff. And so I would say that when I first got into coaching, that was something that I really took upon myself, because I also felt like I was too young and too dumb to really have it figured out. So I just went in. I always just try to go in and build my trust with my players, get to know them, let them know that I'm there for them off the field if they need anything. And I think that once you have the trust in that relationship with players, the baseball side comes a lot easier. They'll lock in with you. They'll listen to what you have to say. They'll be coachable. And so I think that for me, like, that was just something I tried to do right away, was get into a place and develop the relationship and the trust before anything else.
Danny, one piece of that you were so good at with NASBA was that you're an elite, like, get guys competitive guy, because you just hop in and drills and smoke them. That's one thing that you did not touch on, but that's such a Langston thing, where you two are both just like, I'll do it better, and then you go do it, even though you haven't done it in like years. That's one thing you two are so good at. But anyway, feels like a miss you didn't say that, but that's
That's what happens.
It's my first time on the show.
I'm
I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but
that's okay.
Yeah.
We will for you. This is a fun.
I appreciate that.
Paz loves tooting our guest horns.
Yes.
I think that's his favorite thing.
Yes, you two are elite level competitors, psychopaths, and you can do it at any time.
I get it from him, dude. I get it from Michael, because he didn't let me. He, like, genuinely growing up. Side note: this is kind of a derail from the episode, but
we're used to it.
Real quick, growing up, this man, like, didn't let me win at anything. I remember so many times just, like, being in tears trying to beat him, whether it was in, like, basketball, even video games. This dude would smoke me, like, 70-0 in Madden and just be like, get better. and so, like, then
that's good.
That doesn't even address the physical beatings he gave me. But, you get to a certain age and you realize, like, hey man, I gotta compete, I gotta fight. And I would say that, in all honesty, I'm thankful for that, because he did. He made me a very competitive person. Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining that segment of Daniel's therapy.
Yeah.
Therapy. Yeah.
Danny's trauma dump. We went from he used to run the jet sweep option in Madden against me to he used to beat me down. Which is
He did,
insane.
man. He did. Hey, and then I asked him about that when I got to be older, and he said, "Hey, man, I had to toughen you up." So that was my job.
I just imagine Danny looking up at Mike teary-eyed with an Xbox controller in his hand, and then Mike just jumping from the top of the bunk bed, just delivering the people's elbow right to Danny's cranium.
Not quite. If he jumped from the top bunk to punch me, it was probably because I was angrily crying and threw said controller at him.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen you throw, so you there was a 50% chance you hit him with it.
Yeah. You should have ran a 4-3 defense.
Yeah.
That's on me. That's on 7-year-old Daniel. That's on me.
Dude, it just shows your lack of ball knowledge at a young age, and that's okay.
Hey, you got to know
Run PA crossers every play.
Yes.
Yep.
Forwards, baby.
So Langston, it's kind of crazy because our podcast is actually starting to tank due to recent domestic violence allegations with you and your brother Daniel Langston have come out. Care to comment on you being accused of beating up your brother when he was younger?
Every fight was fair. He was also provided. We had one set of gloves, and he was always provided the right-handed glove. I used to beat him left-handed. I don't know.
Whoa.
Like, it's kind of on him.
See, I don't. See, that's such. I don't have a big brother. Like, I have 4 sisters, so I never hearing that growing up. It's like that was never a thing. It's like, hey, you get the right, I get the left. It was like, I'm gonna blindside you when you come into the kitchen. I'm gonna be sitting in the cabinet, and I'm gonna chop block you as you come in.
Well, we had it set up where we had the glove on our dominant. Well, I had it on my dominant hand, but we could throw body shots with the non-gloved hand.
What?
You guys are for those of you that don't know Mike or Daniel, these two are psychos when it comes to anything competition. Like, Mike Langston hit a triple in a coaches versus players game against 15-year-olds, and he stared down the pitcher like he was going to rush him from third base.
Yeah.
To be fair,
He was running his mouth, but still.
He was running his mouth.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah,
got
he
what he
was.
deserved.
His mom also dropped him off at the scrimmage. Like, what did you think was going to happen?
That's
with this
true.
kid? That, he got out. She handed him a Gatorade and some ranch seeds and said, "All right, honey, have fun." And then some guy hits a triple. And fun part of that story is I was the third base coach, and Mike wouldn't look at me for a minute. And I said, "Hey, Mike, good job." Nothing. "Mike, good job, buddy." Nothing. And then he hits me with a. And Ed says, and I quote, "He needs to stop running his mouth." And I'm like, dude, he's probably having a bad day because he failed his Algebra 1 final. Like, what are we doing? Like, what's going on?
What is it that you always say? Scary shark eyes?
Scary shark eyes, dude.
Yeah.
We're going to put the picture
Insert
of Bruce
right here.
when, insert Bruce when he gets that whiff of blood. And it's just like, woo. Like, that's Langston. Langston's so competitive. When we were in San Diego, we went to an arcade, and he won him a prize out of the claw machine, and it dropped before it got into the section, and he climbed up into the claw machine and got it.
That
He
didn't
snaked his
happen.
body through the compartment.
Yeah, true story. I was there.
I would never go to an arcade with you. That didn't happen.
Well, actually,
Well-
that's more true. Yeah.
God. This has
Don't
been the
think
Hey
that.
Coach podcast.
Although we do,
Thanks for
we do have
listening.
we did go to that SDSU game though.
Dude,
There's
okay.
we may have to insert the video of Strick's hot dog review
Good dog at Tony
into
Gwynn
this
Stadium.
pod. I
Yeah, good
I
dog.
think we need to insert it into the YouTube video so people can see. It's a sight.
Did you carry your pants into that game?
No, I wore them because I honestly thought I had a chance to get on the field. They were down
Yeah.
an outfielder that game.
Yeah.
But I'll say this, and this might take us on another tangent. We went to this SDSU game, and it was against New Mexico.
Yeah, UNM.
UNM.
Those boys can hit.
Yeah.
Fun, really fun game. Was it a Saturday evening game? I think it was, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was after we played.
We were 2 of 20 people in this stadium, this field, whatever you want to call it. If you live near a place that has college baseball, especially cool college base, like Tony Gwynn Stadium, dude, go to those games. I was shocked. The tickets were $6 and it was open seating. Like, we were literally maybe 5 rows up from the net. It's like go to those games. Those are such fun games. And I was shocked to see how few people were at those games. Do you guys think, what would you say are the reason why people may not go to college baseball games?
That game in particular, there was weather coming in too, though.
People don't love the game that much?
Because we got rained out on Sunday, and there was definitely we were getting drizzled on a little bit during that game, so I think it kind of kept people away. For that game in particular, I'd be willing to bet that a stadium like that fills
think
up
it's better?
more
Dude,
than it doesn't. It's probably better on a nice day. like a nice
I
Saturday.
would hope, dude, because that's a sick setup they got there. That old Tony Gwynn.
Hmm.
I think a large part of the issue why people don't go to college games as much is just the national coverage of it really doesn't exist unless you like D1 baseball. They do a good job covering it, but like college baseball, like MLB is a regional sport. College baseball is even more regional. Like when I lived in Illinois, like the closest D1 field was Illinois State, which was like an hour and 20 minutes away, and I don't think we ever went to a single game. Like until I went to college there, then I went to one. But like just the national coverage isn't there, and you don't really know players unless you do your own research. Like watching ASU games and going to ASU games, the only reason I know who's on the team is because I go out of my way to find like transfers and do the whole spreadsheet thing where I do my own research. But I think it's a hidden gem. Like obviously Omaha is pretty much sold out every year, but that's nationally covered. Like ESPN has those games. Typically, you know who the draft picks are, like in the top prospects, and like if you live in San Diego, like I would bet most of the people who live there have no idea who's on SDSU's baseball team. Just national coverage is not there.
Yep.
And it's hard to watch. Like for the first month or so before MLB starts, how that's all we talk about. Like you watch it on ESPN Plus for the most part. Not many people have ESPN Plus.
Yeah, I was gonna say the accessibility to it too, because exactly like what you were saying, something that you didn't touch on that I will is just when it comes to college sports, everybody knows that like college football is king. They get all the advertisement and but I mean they also create the most revenue. So yeah, I just think like college football and college basketball are more so the breadwinners. So it doesn't get as much coverage, doesn't get as much recognition, which in turn leads to less eyes on the product. And yeah, so I think that plays a part too.
Hey, Strick, you remember that DH from UNM, that Jordy Oriak, I think his name was? His brother was there.
Yeah, his brother was invested.
We're not going to talk about his brother.
No, I was going to say he was invested. It was fun.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was invested in his brother's success.
Oh, yeah.
He transferred out of New Mexico this year. You know where he went? Do you know where he is this year without
Can I
looking
guess?
it up?
Can I guess? Give me a region of the country he's in.
I'll give you a conference, dude. He transferred to the SEC.
Ooh,
Tell me. I don't even want to guess. I just want to know.
Auburn.
He's at Georgia this year.
Dude. Yeah, that guy.
So as a junior, here you go. I pulled his page up because I was curious.
Yeah, his brother was right, by the way.
Third team All-American. Led the team in runs, hits, doubles, RBIs, and OPS. What do you think his OPS was at UNM last year? 1.218. First in the Mountain West in hits, total bases, doubles, runs scored, on base percentage, and slugging percentage. He hit 388 with 16 home runs.
Did he get drafted? How do you not get drafted putting that up? That's not a bad baseball conference.
Yeah,
How tall was he? Remind me his height.
6'5".
Yeah, I was gonna say he
6'5",
he
245.
was a presence at the plate. Like he stepped up, and it was just like, oh god. Like even if he doesn't know what he's doing, he's liable to run into something, and it's gonna go a long way. But he knew what he was doing, dude. He was fun to watch.
Paz, I think it's got to be a defensive thing because he only recorded 17 putouts. I think he DH'd pretty much all year, so I think he just swings it. But the pride of Haverhill, Massachusetts, Jordy Oriak. Hey, if you're listening to this pod, we'd love to have you on.
Yeah,
Yes.
Jordy, you were good guy. Good guy. He signed a shoe for me after the. No, I'm kidding. He didn't do that.
Don't
No.
That's an insane season.
Yeah, dude.
That's a professional
He's a good
hitter.
player.
And again,
player.
this is only positive because I love to see it. His brother was in the stands pacing behind us, and what I liked looking back at it, knowing now what that guy's up to, his brother was 100% right. Like his brother was talking about Jordy in a very high regard, and I think he was 100% correct in the statements he made.
He's saying stuff like he's the best hitter in the nation, stuff like
Yeah,
that. He's a good hitter.
Yeah. When you have a 1.2 OPS, I think you're in the discussion for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. Can I ask you a follow up based on like big boys with that profile in college baseball?
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys know who Zach York is?
GCU.
Yeah, GCU guy.
So,
Well, he transferred out, I think.
transferred to LSU. So
Oh,
Boy
nice.
loves purple.
yeah, he's at LSU right now. Where do you think his draft? Like, what are the chances he gets drafted? Because I don't think he's ever put up a season like this Zachary guy. Or I know for a fact he hasn't 1.2 dotted.
Dude, he weighs 295 pounds. That's crazy.
he's
I've got his
big.
page up now.
Yeah, he's a big boy. I mean, permanent DH. I think he played first base at GCU, but I'd be shocked if he plays first at LSU.
Looks like he's playing enough first base. In 2025, 44 games at first.
Yeah. I would be shocked
Right.
if he does it at LSU, though, but I could be wrong.
I mean, he'll get drafted, but where? I mean,
yeah.
it's tough to know.
Red Sox need a first baseman.
You guys are signing Pete Alonso, so
Yeah.
don't worry about that.
Dude, don't put that out in the universe if it ain't gonna happen, Caleb. Just
Hey, that's going to be a topic on Getting Hot, so let's not.
Dude.
Let's not.
Okay.
I'll say this. Hold on. If they sign Pete Alonso, there will be a recording of me just weeping uploaded to the Hey Coach podcast. 22 minutes of uninterrupted weeping. Just want to let you guys know that. Maybe with an ad read in the middle, so broken up.
Sure.
Which, speaking of ad reads, Danny, what company would you like to see sponsor the Hey Coach podcast? This is just a you question. Who do you think should sponsor us?
Let me think about this for a second. I know you guys were talking about the fighting and the power balance.
Oh, that's coming. Yeah.
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 Those can't be your answers because they already are sponsors.
No,
Those were
they're
just conversations.
not. They're not. You put me on the spot with this one, dude. Gee.
Good answer,
Lee.
Majestic. Good answer.
Majestic. And I was gonna say, Danny, if Majestic could sponsor us and give us some of those cool, remember the bullpen jackets Majestic would make? Oh, dude, get
Yeah.
us some of those with some Hey Coach script. But I think what isn't an ad but could be an ad, Yeti. Okay,
That's
Yeti.
a good one.
You can put any beverage of your choice in a Yeti can cooler and come back to it 20 minutes later, and it is still ice cold. Just like if you put this podcast down for 20 minutes and come back to it, it's still going to be crispy.
Well, hold on a minute. It's 9:35. What's in that Yeti?
On a
I don't know.
Sunday.
Let's check.
On a 9:35 on the Lord's Day.
This was my
How do you
Yeti.
know?
This was my Yeti from last night. Let me say that. I am not up at
You
9.
don't need to tell us what's in it. We're good.
Okay, I was going to say, but if I did, it could be an ad.
No,
we're good.
I don't
Could
think
be an
so.
ad. Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, just saying, it could be an ad. Looking out my window, there are some blue mountains. But yeah, no, there could be an ad there somewhere. I don't know. But no, all right. Here we go. Fun question, Danny. You're reaching the end of your first time on the Hey Coach podcast. Maybe there will be a second. I don't know if you fix your attitude. But we're gonna start with you on this, okay?
Okay.
If you had to pick one team who is not the team you already support, so like who's the team you support, Danny, in the MLB?
The Snakes.
Okay, D-backs, okay? So if you had to pick one team who is not the D-backs to watch all 162, every game in a season, what team would that be and why?
Well, I'm gonna ruffle some feathers here because everyone's gonna say I'm a bandwagon. But
You are.
ever since Tulowitzki went to Toronto back in 2015,
That is not where I thought you were going with that. Okay.
I was I was kind of like, oh, I could never root for the Rockies being in the same division as the D-backs, so started following the Blue Jays.
Also a bad team.
But, so I will say, they're my favorite AL team, but if I'm going with, like, team I gotta watch, I think it's gotta be Braves or Padres, because I think the two most electrifying players in baseball are on those teams. I love watching Ronnie play, and I love watching Fernando play. So, I'll go Braves, man. Nobody in baseball is more fun to watch than Ronald Acuna Jr.
Okay.
That's an
Alrighty.
interesting take. That's not.
Yeah.
I'll echo Strick. I did not think you were going to go there.
Well, when
Also,
he said bandwagon, I thought he was going Dodgers, 100%.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think the Blue Jays have a bandwagon. They have.
I was gonna say, no one has
Well, I
ever.
just didn't want it to be that way because they had just come off a World
No.
Series appearance.
No, I
They
think the
have-
Canadians would love to have you.
They have so many young guys too, like Addison Barger, Nathan Lukes, Ernie Clement. Like I don't know that they necessarily have like even.
Bam Bam.
I don't even think you could bandwagon. Like I just don't. They don't have like the star power for that,
Yeah.
in my opinion. But that's fun. Braves are good. Fun answer.
Yeah, I just
That-
like Ronald Acuna. If he can stay healthy for all 162, I would watch him play every single night.
Yeah,
I'll say
That
this.
2015 Jays team was fun.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll say this, and I'm gonna go with my second answer because I know Mike's answer, and I don't want to take Mike's answer. Okay. Shout out, Pat. Shout out, Pat, baby. I'll say this: if I had to pick a team to watch all 162 of, that is not the team that I support, which is the Red Sox. Go Sox. You know
While you're
what?
thinking,
I know who it is. I'd go and watch the Cubs. I'd go and watch the Cubs because here's the thing: PCA is pretty fun to watch. Okay, they just brought Shota. They're bringing Shota back, right?
yeah, he accepted the qualifying.
Yeah.
Yep. So Shota's back.
Not,
I mean, they're
not
just
so
kind
much bringing him back as he's forcing his way back. That's
yeah, true.
We're going to talk about that on Getting Hot. That slander.
He's getting that guaranteed money.
Yep, good plug. No, I just think they're fun. I've watched a couple of Cubs games this year because of Paz. I think the Marquee Network, I think that's a lot of fun. I think they do a good broadcast. But then I also just think Wrigley is pretty electric, especially after a Cubs win and they do Go Cubs Go, and you got the W flag. I just think it's a pretty fun team to kind of be invested in, especially with the projected success that we can say that they're supposed to see, over the next year or so. So yeah, go Cubs.
Michael Bush is potentially the most underrated player in the MLB, by the way.
Sal Frelick still exists. Go ahead, Mike.
That's a good segue there, Strick. If I was gonna
so
root
much.
for
My guy.
for a team and I was gonna
No,
watch
whoa,
all
whoa, whoa, whoa.
162, nope,
We're
it's
not
my turn.
voting.
Nope, it's my turn.
He did say
my turn
root.
to talk.
I already segued. I segued him into this. Go ahead, Langston.
What do you mean? Oh,
is
okay. If
sad.
I was gonna be a fan of a team that wasn't my team and watch all whatever, dude, it's just phrasing. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyways,
Ethics.
I'm going with the NL Manager of the Year, and I'm watching the Milwaukee Brewers. Dude, that brand of baseball is
Good
the
brand.
best in the NL Central, and we love watching a team beat up on the Cubs. We love it.
Cubs won the season series.
Also, I do want to say that when you guys went out, you made the trade for Tucker. What was the first thing I said to you? You
I
remember?
don't want to talk about it.
Because I remember. I said, doesn't matter, Brewers are winning the Central. I said that. I said, you're still going to come in second. It doesn't matter.
Don't remember.
So,
Don't remember.
I love the brand of baseball they play. They do have, Paz wants to say they don't have any stars. I think they've got a young budding star, Jackson Churio. He's just got to get on base more. But that guy's electric. Sal
Sal.
Frelick, we love the way he
William
plays.
Contreras.
Bryce
There we go.
Terang, we love the way he plays. And
Yelich.
Brewers Devil Magic. And yeah, I mean you have Yelich as well. But
I mean,
I'm
they
thinking
have the
like young
second best
guys.
catcher in baseball too.
Connor Wong is on the Brewers.
He had a down year, not a bad year.
He had a down year, and
Yeah.
look at the end of the year. His
Well,
numbers
listen,
are still good.
we could make arguments. he wasn't the second best catcher in the
Will
league
Smith.
this year because Will Smith exists and
Yeah.
Cal Raleigh. So,
Yeah.
but regardless,
Connor
I mean,
Wong.
it's a fun team, and I love the way they play. They play hard for Pat, which is something to be said for that. You know, playing hard for your manager, and I love the fact that he runs that team basically like a college team, and the guys are young, so they respond to that. I don't know if I said it on here before, but I may have, where I was listening to a broadcast and they were like, Pat Murphy still uses the lineup card as like a threat, where like that
Yeah.
works in college and it very rarely works in the pros, where like if you mess something up and you do something that you shouldn't have done, you run through a stop sign going from second to third, get thrown out at third, he'll just take you out of the lineup. And like that never happens in the big leagues. But for some reason, those guys respond to that, probably because as a whole, the team is very young. I don't know, dude. They're fun to watch. Plus, I'm a big Pat Murphy guy. So, all right, Paz, your turn.
I have a rebuttal, just briefly. They don't have any stars yet because Churrillo is going to be one. I said that they don't have any stars. That's true.
That's insane.
Churrillo
That's
is
so
going
insane,
to be
dude.
one. He didn't have a star level year. I don't want to. That's not even a conversation. Yelich had under 800 OPS, and I'm a Yelich guy. Like they don't have stars right now. Also, real quick on Pat Murphy, like using the lineup card as a threat. Did you guys know that Rhys Hoskins didn't even make the postseason roster? He is an older guy that probably does not get along with Pat real well, if I had to guess. Also, he wasn't very good this year. But go ahead.
I have a rebuttal to. I have a
Yeah.
rebuttal to your rebuttal.
Yeah, go ahead.
Spreadsheets are out.
Two guys getting top 15 MVP votes. Yelich MVP 12,
Yeah.
and Terang MVP 14. Terang had a 5.6 WAR season. Terang had a
He
5.6.
got MVP votes.
Bryce Train.
Yeah, because he's
dude.
gross, dude. He's so good.
Bryce Terang,
He
is
just
good.
doesn't.
I like Bryce.
He
Terang.
doesn't play the brand of ball Pasley likes.
No, I
Pat-
disagree. I love Bryce Terang. He's a good player.
Paz,
Anyways,
what did
also
Always have.
two guys, top 5 Rookie of the Year votes.
Mizorowski and Chad Patrick.
Nope. Caleb Durbin
Oh,
and
that's
Isaac Collins.
Oh, that's gross.
Paz, where
Caleb
besides
Durbin had a 3 WAR season. I don't know. Just like,
Yeah.
like, they got good players.
Bad hitter. Good defender.
Good baseball players over there.
He is a good baseball player.
721 OPS. He got hit by 24 pitches.
Yeah.
What?
That's
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's Caleb Durbin is you if everything would have went right. Go ahead, Strick.
Oh man.
That's not true. Was it Davis Schneider? That's Langston if everything went right. Put up a
that
picture right
picture
here,
up.
editor. One of Langston and one of Davis Schneider. It's the same guy. I bet you he beat up his brother when he was younger too.
Probably did.
Yeah.
All right, Paz,
All right.
give us your second team now that
Yeah,
you've got
Paz,
your
give it-
rebuttal in.
Give us your
So-
third awful take of the pod. Go ahead.
I haven't had one yet. I think so. I'm on record being a closet Athletics fan because I love their lineup.
Sack town, baby.
I also am a closet Tigers fan, but that's more because like Torkelson and Riley Green. I also love Schoolbowl, but that's kind of a chalk answer. I think if we're looking for like electric factory moments, I do think it's the Athletics for me. Their lineup is objectively good. Like I think they have a lineup that would compete in the postseason, but they have zero pitching other than Jeffrey Springs and Luis Severino, and I think Luis Severino could potentially be traded this offseason. But I think it's the Athletics. Tyler Soderstrom's a really good player. I liked him coming out of the draft, and he came up as a catcher and then got moved to first base. And then when Kurtz came up, they moved him to left, and then he was like in the finalists for Gold Glovers and left. Like Soderstrom's just a ball player. I think Jacob Wilson's a stud. I've always been a Jacob Wilson guy. I mean, a rookie hitting 340, and he didn't win the NL Rookie of the Year because the other guy that played first base had a 1 dot as a rookie. Like Kurtz is, when he came up, he was drafted out of Wake Forest, and he was an absolute animal.
out of Wake Forest. I did not miss an A's game for probably 2 straight weeks when Kurtz came up. Like I'm such a big Kurtz fan. Denzel Clark in center field, absolute freak defensively, cannot hit. Lawrence Butler had a down year, but I think he's a good ball player. Shea Langoliers is really underrated behind the plate. Like their lineups are really good, and they're a fun watch. I mean, they play in a little league stadium. Like the ball flies out of that place. Like I watched a ton of A's games this year. They're so fun to watch. Like I watched a game where this was still when Mason Miller was there. It was like a 8-7 game in the 8th inning, and all it was just home runs that were scoring the runs because it was just fly balls that were getting out. Like that place is, like I'm pretty convinced that we can hit home runs there right now. Like it's such an easy place to hit, it looks like. But the A's are really fun. It's just kind of depending on what you want to watch because their pitching is abysmal. Like if they can get any kind of pitching, I do think they can compete for a wild card spot. But and Mark Kotsay is a good manager. Like that's a fun team.
Yeah. 2 things on the A's. 1, shout out Coach Miles, big A's fan, big time A's fan.
Shout out.
I think he's originally from like Northern California, so big time A's fan. So shout out Coach Miles. 2, I don't think any pitcher will willingly go there as long as they're playing in Sacramento. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do to address the pitching because, like you said, the lineup is legit. It's deep. Like when you can have a guy like Denzel Clark who is going to post like a 600 OPS, and you can absorb that because his defense is so good. Like that's a good lineup. So cool.
And I didn't even mention Brent Rooker, and Brent Rooker is a ball like just a professional hitter. Like he's really really good. It's a good team, good offense I should say, not good team, good offense.
Yeah, they've. Is it safe to say that if they would just figure out their stadium stuff, more people would like the A's? Like, do you think them moving to Vegas? Do you think that's going to be like?
No, because the problem isn't the stadium and has never been the stadium.
Yeah.
The A's have had fans. It's the ownership. People hate the ownership, so they weren't going to games to boycott the ownership.
Yeah.
That's true. That's 100. You're 100% correct. I was just more or less thinking the majority of the press, aside from the ownership that the A's have gotten, has been them moving out of the Coliseum and moving
Because
to
of the
Vegas.
ownership.
Yeah. So my question is, do you think moving to Vegas, getting a new stadium, do you think that is going to fix it at all, or do you think the only thing to fix it will be ownership?
I think it's ownership. I think that LA or Las Vegas is such a, like your population is so transient in Las Vegas. I mean, you went to a Vegas Aviators game and you told us that like
Great
nobody's
stadium.
there.
No one's there, dude. Friday night.
It's because there's no like hometown fans. I think we're seeing it with the Raiders too. Like the population is so transient that like you lose all your diehard fans. Like in Oakland, it was the black hole, and like even though the Raiders were bad, they still had these diehard fans. You had that in Oakland also. Like cue the video of freaking Grant Balfour coming into the game in the 9th inning. Like they had fans. Like they were legit fanatics for the Oakland A's, and the ownership has just lost any and all goodwill with that fan base, and they're hoping that just money in Vegas is going to be the fix, and I don't think it is.
And people forget too, like back in those days with Grant Balfour, like they paid Cespedes to come to the A's. They traded for John Lester. They traded for Jeff Samardzija. Like they cared at one point. Like they were trying to actively win games. Yeah, they were doing it in a weird way still, but they're the biggest contract they've ever given is Luis Severino, and it was $67 million.
Yep.
Luis Severino is not very good. Like he's a fine player, but that's the biggest contract they've ever given. Like Vegas, I think Langston hit it. Why you can't move to places where nobody's from that place? Like everybody is in and out of there. Like it's that stadium. Yeah, it was a dump. Like I've heard interviews of players being like, yeah, the ceiling leaked. It's like in the clubhouse, like just a dump of the stadium. But when they win, people were there, and like when they put a quality product on the field, people were in the stands.
All right.
Sorry, we kind of came at you hard
Yeah.
there, Strick. Sorry about
Yeah.
that.
No,
Stupid
no,
question,
it's
man. Don't
fine.
do it again.
It's crazy that I get
Daniel, you got
know,
anything to say about that?
guys don't
take?
write a letter to the A's owner. You come at me instead.
I mean, I think everybody kind of hit it on the head. I think anytime, I mean, it's always on the ownership, pretty much. You know, like bad franchises, more often than not, across any sport, it's because the ownership is worried about the wrong things, and they should be worried about. I've been saying it a lot lately. If you're a sports team owner, and that is not your main business venture, like that's not your priority and your moneymaker, get out. Because
Shout out
me,
Tom Ricketts.
Shout out Jerry Jones.
I was literally just going to bring that up. Like
He's
in
a
an
good
interview
guy.
a couple weeks ago, he's talking about natural gas instead of fixing the defense, and he's like, "How can I worry about fixing the defense when I got $100 billion in natural gas that I'm trying to get to?" And I was like, "Okay, dude, like, it's just."
Shout out Fonzo. I know Fonzo. If he's listening right now,
Yeah,
he just stood
Fonzie
up.
gets it, dude.
Yeah, Fonzo's
He's
pacing
yeah.
around his apartment right now in a CD Lamb jersey.
Yeah, we're also not going to talk about the $45 million in cap space that's just sitting there.
Hey, Danny, let me steer you into a baseball direction with this. What do you think about the Ketel Marte rumors? Because I think it's blasphemy.
It is. I saw something the other day where they were talking about Corey Seager for Marte or something, and I was like, why would you do that? Like, Ketel is split proof.
Corey Seager
Played
can't
still-
play more than 100 games a year either.
Exactly.
Bingo.
No, I think it's blasphemous.
Big bang boom.
And to be honest, one thing that I was telling Michael too a few weeks ago is like the contracts that we have are like our superstars on are steals. Like what we're getting Corbin, Ketel, and Perdomo for, like, they're steals, and I just don't understand. I don't understand trying to move this. You guys might think this is crazy. Best offensive second baseman since Robbie Cano, and we're gonna move him.
I don't think that's
Well,
crazy.
Yeah.
I
I
think
think that it's blasphemous, like Pasley said.
I
There
think if
shouldn't
the
be talks
Snakes,
of that.
I think if the Snakes trade any of those contracts, that they're an unserious franchise, and
Yeah.
my fanship will be back open, and I'll be in Milwaukee by next
Free
summer.
agent fan.
Yeah,
Hold
no,
on, though.
blasphemy.
If you want to talk about money being a problem, the Brewers are talking about trading Freddie Peralta after they just won 97 games.
Yeah, but that's their MO though. Like they've done that. They've been doing that and been successful. They
disgusting,
must
man.
have
He's
they
so
must know
good.
stuff that other people don't know because they traded Corbin Burns. How many years removed was he from a Cy Young? And they traded him to the Orioles.
Yeah.
True.
Like was he was only like a year or two removed from a Cy Young award. And they're like,
Yeah.
"Hey, thanks for playing. We'll take Joey Ortiz." Like
Yeah. And Dale Hall. Yeah.
yeah, and so I like at least the moves that they make tend to pan out more often than not, and like they get back like this freaking dude. You're gonna get me going. Mike Hazen is gonna trade Ketel Marte for some fucking bum in Double A, who's never gonna see the big leagues. And we don't trade anybody for big league ready talent. The most big league ready guy we got back at the deadline was Tyler Locklear, and he struck out like 52% of the time. Like it's crazy. And bullpen arms. I mean, we got some good bullpen arms. I'll agree that. God, what was that kid's name? The lefty, Daniel. Oh man, now it's gonna bother me.
Talking about
I know
Beats.
who you're talking about.
The lefty that we got back from. I think we got him from Seattle.
Oh, yeah, he was part of he came over with Locklear.
Yeah. But I mean, he was solid. I'll give him that.
What is his name?
that kid we got back from Brandon Garcia. That was that guy's name. He's pretty nasty. But like, I don't know, man. Like, if we trade any of those, like Cattell, or God forbid you trade away like a Perdomo or a Corbin Carroll because you're not in a win window, like, you're unserious. Like, just
Well,
I don't know.
it doesn't
They're
matter.
rant over.
Doesn't matter because the Red Sox have re-signed Connor Wong on a 1-year deal. Okay, so
You guys
You
might
guys
as
are
well
fine.
have signed
I
Jose
was gonna say,
Herrera. Like,
you guys are fine. Stop complaining. We just
Shout
re-signed
out
Connor Wong.
huh?
Dude, I love Connor Wong. I almost bought a Connor Wong auto yesterday.
It
But
was
the
free.
biggest
They were
for
news-
giving
50
it
cents.
Yeah, they actually gave me $2 on my way out of the door. But no, I mean, we kind of talked about it earlier. We won't talk too much because Get Hot will be coming out. But like, we've signed Connor Wong. We've made some deals for like a couple minor league catchers, like a minor league arm or two. We haven't done anything yet. Haven't done anything.
Yeah, you guys are just waiting to see who sets the market. So are the players. The players are waiting to
Yeah.
sign until the first big free agent. I mean, like, Naylor
Tucker.
signed, but like, you're looking at
Tucker.
you're probably looking at Tucker setting the market. So
Yeah,
I
that's
wouldn't
true.
expect any big moves yet.
How about this? How about we give you Connor Wong and
No,
Nate Eaton for Cattell Marte?
Crazy.
I think that's fair.
I'd never even heard of Nate Eaton.
All right, this has
until I
been the
saw
Hey
him
Coach
being-
podcast. Thanks for listening.
He's got to get one bad take.
Nate
in every
Eaton,
episode.
Nate Eaton is handsome, dude. Don't even knock him. But no, Mike is right though. This has been the Hey Coach podcast. We'd like to thank our very first guest, Daniel Jebediah Langston, for coming on the pod today. Danny, how do you enjoy your time with us?
I did. Sorry for getting off on tangents every once in a while, but it was good just sitting
Of
here and
course.
talking some ball with my boys and my brother.
Yep. Langston, are you going to beat Danny up after this performance, or is he good? Is he safe?
No, he's good. I think he came at you the exact amount that we expected him to. Maybe even he was maybe even a little nicer than I expected.
Yeah. Real quick
Yeah.
before we get out of here, Langston or Danny, what is your least favorite thing about Ryan Strickland?
My least favorite thing about Ryan Strickland is...
Go ahead.
Keep
Let
in
it
mind,
fly.
this
This
is a
is a safe
thing for the
space.
show.
Safe
No,
space.
I know. I got you. My least favorite thing about Strick is probably the fact that he thinks that we aren't friends. You know, like I think this guy's pretty solid. I think he's a genuine guy. I like him a lot. I think we're buddies. It's all banter. I popped
Yeah.
in the Hey Coach podcast a few episodes back. Imagine my surprise when I hear the things being said about me at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh my goodness." I was just giving my response to a couple questionable takes.
Yeah.
And I get absolutely reamed at the end of the episode. I said, "Oh my gosh, I struck a nerve."
Yeah. No, it's fine, Danny. And here's the
But
thing.
no,
I know.
I love everything about you, Strick. We're buddies.
Yeah. No, we are, which is good. I would say this, Danny. If someone were to ask me what my least favorite thing about you is,
Nobody did though.
Yeah, but if they did, I would say
Hey,
it
his
is
podcast. He can do what he wants.
Yeah.
just your just lack of any sort of spine. I just hate you. No, I'm kidding. If someone were to ask me that, I would say the only time you've been 10 toes down is when you get out of your race car bed in the morning. But no one asked me that, so I won't say it. Okay. But no, I do love you, Danny. I do love you. But no, I enjoyed having you. I hope our guests enjoyed having a new voice in the pod. I know we did. Paz, any final thoughts before we cut this thing loose?
No, I'm not
Okay.
I'm not really a final thoughts guy. Happy Thanksgiving for everybody out there.
Oh,
It's a good one for
true.
everybody. Yeah.
True. Happy
Enjoy
Thanksgiving.
it. Be safe
Happy
on Black Friday
Thanksgiving.
shopping if you guys do that because it can be kind of crazy. So be safe out there.
Dude, Black Friday has
Stay in
been
the
crazy
house and
since
do Cyber Monday,
2008.
dude.
Yeah, Black Friday's dead, but that's for another pod. But no, we'd like to thank you guys for listening. Be on the lookout for this on YouTube.
I
the Hey
get any
Coach
last
Podcast
thoughts?
on
Do I
youtube.com
get
slash
to
Hey
give
Coach
any last
Pod.
thoughts? Hold on a minute.
If you want to see the video version of this podcast, again, that's at Hey Coach Pod. Again, follow us there, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I think we did it. I think everyone got a final say.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah. Hey, so first of all, go Jacks. Second of all, listeners, make sure you comment on either the YouTube or the Spotify. Comment what your least favorite thing about Ryan Strickland is.
Yes.
Dude, oh my God. I don't know if my mental health could take this, but we're going to see. Next pod might only have 2 people on it. With that being said, this has been the
Sponsored
Hey
by
Coach
BetterHelp.
Podcast. Oh, yeah, that'd
Shout
be
out.
good.
That is a great one.
Shout out BetterHelp. Are you in need of a therapist on your terms? But yeah, no. This has been the Hey Coach Podcast. We'd like to thank you all for listening. You can find us on YouTube and Spotify. Langston?
Love you.